Criss, go ahead, touch one. Totally free, doesn't matter which one, that one right there. I'm gonna show it to people. Take a moment to focus. Yeah, of course, Mom. You got it? All right, look, we're gonna try something here. I'm gonna see, you picked a card, I'm gonna see if I can maybe cause the card to jump from the pack into my pocket. Watch, just a shake, boom, like this, and it jumps right inside the pocket. There it is, down there. You know what? I think the problem is a faulty battery. Yeah, I think it's probably a dead battery. I think what I need to do is give it a shake. There we go. And I think this battery, because it is a battery operated trick, I think the battery's probably dead. I think I need that. Luckily, I've got another one in my back pocket here. Yeah. This. So now, if I take the battery and put it back inside the pack, give a shake, now I think, yeah, there it is. Your card. You never know what people are going to respond to. If you just stick to, tricks and puzzles and this'll fool you, fine. But if you want to bring a bit of your personality, whether it's quite dramatic or a little silly or funny, whatever, as soon as you step off and sort of to, I think, more into character stuff, you never know what people are going to respond to. And this is one of these tricks that's very funny, because sometimes I'll do this and the moment where I produce the battery gets the best reaction, even more than their card in the pocket. Other times it's their card in the pocket, and you can do this with a sign card, which can be very dramatic and all that. On this video, I'm going to share with you the handling for this, a little bit of the thinking behind it. I'm also going to show you a few alternative handlings, a few different ways, a few different ideas with the battery, including how you can end clean with the battery secretly in your pocket and all that. So I'm going to teach that all on this video. On this video, I'm also going to ask you the question of the week. It's going to be your chance this week to win one of my Sankey Experience projects. This is a relatively new project, whole bunch of stuff on there. I'll tell you a little bit about that in a moment, but you're gonna have a chance to win one of 12 of those. And I'm gonna announce the winners of last week's contest, which was when I was giving away my slider mentalism gimmick that looks just like an ordinary paper clip, but it's actually very specifically designed for a very cool principle that you can do lots of uses with. Anyway, we're gonna do all that on this video right now. Okay, here's your chance to win one of 12 of the Sankey Experience. Now, the Sankey Experience is a very long, it's over 3 hours. It's a mega project, 20 tricks. Many of them I'm revealing on there for the very first time. They're not on any other projects. So if you're looking for some fresh new material, check out the Sankey Experience. There's also a whole bunch of archival clips on there. Clips from my stand-up comedy, from magic, from talk shows over like the last 30 years, a whole bunch of stuff. So for your chance to win one of these, I think, pretty cool projects, answer this question and leave your comment down below. Since we're involving a battery, I want to really ask you guys kind of a crazy question. Rather than all the usual things that involve batteries, I want you to leave a comment and name something that you think would be very weird or funny or surreal that involved a battery that no one would ever think would be battery powered. This, that, it could be a bowl of porridge. It could be a one-eyed dolphin that sort of swims in a circle and just hums, battery operated, whatever. Leave a comment down below for your chance to win. This trick brings together a bunch of elements I really enjoy. First, there's a visual sight gag. When that battery appears from the deck and it looks like it was just shaken out, gets a nice response. Second, there's real magic. You have a selected card impossibly appear in your pocket. Okay, so that's a cool trick. And like I said, it can be done with a sign card, all right? So you've got that, you've got the sight gag, you've got the real magic. There's a bunch of things about that, sort of all the elements. You also have, and this is the way I often present it, you have the missed trick. You have that moment where the magician screws up, and then there's this absurd explanation, and at the end the magician makes good. He's able to find the card after all. So all these elements are really strong performance elements that when I'm interacting with people, because that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a trick that's deceptive, for sure, but also something that has moments that I can bring to life as a performer. I think you'll find that when you do that with your magic, people buy in and they care a lot more about your whole tricks and stuff like that. Okay, so having said all that, you start with the battery below the deck, okay? And you're gonna find that you can still cut the pack, okay? I actually use a double undercut to control the card. You can still cut the pack and handle the deck pretty loosely with the battery hidden underneath. And the battery I'm using is a 9-volt battery. You could go with a AA, it's a bit smaller, but boy, this fits nicely in finger palm, and I think it works a lot better, okay? All considered there. So it starts underneath. Now notice, if I want during my show, I could have this in my pocket, right? and I could have hand out the deck and have someone shuffle the deck, and while they're shuffling the deck, I put both the hands in my pockets, I relax, and my position sort of says, take your time, I'm in no rush, you know, whatever. Then my hands come out, and I've palmed the battery. Then when I get the cards back, it's very easy for me to put the cards on top like this. Okay, so you can either start with it from the very beginning of your show with it hidden under here, or you can secretly load it underneath. Now, I spread through the cards. I have them pick a card. They take the card, they put it back in the middle, or they can sign the card, and what I do is I'm going to double undercut. I'm going to control the card to the top. And I'm going to put these on top here, and I'm going to keep a little break with my pinky. Okay. Then, holding the deck from above, I'm going to take about half the cards from below, and I'm going to bring them up. Take half the cards, okay? And as I put them on top, I simply kind of, with my right thumb, my left thumb, sorry, I lever the deck a little bit, just sort of lift up the packet so there's enough room to slip the deck under. Then I cut to the break, repeat the same actions underneath, and I've been able to bring the selection to the top. No problem, and never flashing. One of the things I make sure is to tilt the hand down a bit. When you tilt it down, now there's no chance I'm going to flash the battery, okay, if I keep my hands down. If I lift it up like this, obviously there's a better chance for people getting a peek at it. So I've secretly brought it to the top. And then I do snap my fingers or riffle the edge. I'm going to say, make it jump to one of my pockets. Boom, like this. And I'm going to bring the hands together. And as I bring the hands together here and square up the deck, okay, I've secretly palmed off the card. This is a two-hand palm, very traditional. My hands come together. Here's the exposed view from below. My right thumb is going to push their card off the top and directly into the other hand. Okay, it's in. Then the fingertips of the left hand push it into place, and the hand leaves with the card palmed. With practice, you'll find you just bring your hands over, square up the cards. Just takes a second, okay? If you do it on the offbeat, if you're talking to someone and you're looking at people and you're casually here, you bring your hands together casually for a second and just do this, just a little shake as if to cover why the hands were there for a second. No one ever sees anything, okay? Two-hand palm. So the battery's below. I'm going to do a two-hand palm here, stealing the card off, and then I say, watch, just a shake, and the card goes into my pocket. Now, I've got their card. I go into the pocket to find the card, and then, what? Nope, it's not, and I'm sort of, where's the card? I secretly loaded the card under the cover of it's not being there, okay? So I'm so far ahead now. Then I mentioned the idea of, you know what I think the problem is? It's probably some sort of technical issue because this is actually a battery-operated deck. And that line, battery-operated deck, or you know what I think the problem is, a dead battery, creates such curiosity. And I love this structure of saying things that are provocative, that raise the question, and then the beat later I answer the question. So it's a dead battery, they think I'm joking, and then I always move my hands to this position. As I move my hands to that position, it's a way of saying something's about to happen. It also allows me to really show it. So I've got the battery, and it doesn't matter which way it's facing, okay? It's either that way. It's not long ways, though. It's either this way or it's this way. I bring the hand up, and I want to give it a shake, as if I'm shaking a battery out of the deck. You don't want to do that, because then they're going to see this, maybe. They might get it. So tilt it directly perpendicular to the floor, okay? Then you're here. Cup your hands. I've even chucked this into someone's hand before. Say, cup your hands. And then boom, the battery falls out. And this image of the battery falling out is so startling and funny. It's a great moment of magic. I put the deck down or hand it to somebody. Maybe I'll pretend to give it a lick and say, yeah, as I thought, it was dead. I false transfer it and put it in my pocket. Now here, I'm just using a finger palm, okay? Just a very simply squeezing a little bit. You could put your thumb on here and give a bit of a lilt if you want. But let's just do a simple finger palm, because all I'm gonna do here is take this and put it in my pocket. I pause half a beat and I say, you know what I need is a fresh battery, and I go to the back pocket apparently and pull it out. Real simple way to suggest that you're switching, you're getting rid of one battery and you actually have another over here. And notice the way I pivot again. All focus is here. You could drop your hand at the table, relaxed wise, but I'd rather just drop it to my side, put it here, turn, come up and take it out here. To finish, you can do one of two things. You can do the way I performed it here on the camera, which was where all I did is I slap it, as if I've just sort of put it back where it needs to be, okay? You can do this, like that, and then you immediately go to your pocket and you go, oh, now it's working better. Boom, like that, hand that out, and then put away your deck in your case and get rid of this at the same time, right? Or put the deck down, go to your pocket for your coins or whatever's next and get rid of it that way. So that's the way I did it in the performance here. Boom. And again, this startling, it's so funny because it goes from magic premise to joke, and then at the end, this finish here where you show your hand empty and there's their card is a real fooler. That's great magic. Boom. Or what you can do is this. This can be here. I can go like having just loaded this in, say boom like this, gonna make it's jumped in, put my hand in my pocket. Now there's your card. Where's gotta be somewhere. Oh, here it is over here. So you get rid of the battery, check in your first pocket, then the next. But either way, whatever you do, the idea of that, like I said, this combination of this really cool sight gag combined with an impossible card to pocket makes for a great piece of theater. I'm not going to keep you in suspense any longer. Here are the names of the 12 people who won one of my slider gimmicks. It's a mentalism gimmick, crazy easy to use, very versatile, especially good with a dollar bill. You can borrow a bill, okay, and literally predict. You put a paperclip on it, paperclip can be examined, and you can predict, you just kind of slide it down, they say stop. You can predict which is going to be the serial number that they freely stopped at, which digit or number. I mean, that's just with a borrowed bill. There's a whole bunch of different things you can do with slider. Here are the 12 winners from last week's contest. Tricker Baby. I'm a tricker baby. Why don't you kill me? Tricker Baby. Criss Huygens, Alan Kane, Andy Sharp, Peter Overeem, Drew Whitehead, Mohammed Arif, Joe Casson, or Cason, double S, Jade Dude 44283, Marianne Jansen, Anders Kamish, K-O-M-I-S-C-H, so it's Anders Kamish, and then finally Arctic Foxy. Brrr, so hot and yet so cold. Arctic Foxy. You 12 won. As always, you know the drill. If you won, send an email to my team at contact@sankeymagic.com. Send an email, give your first name, your last name, your shipping address, and they will make sure you get a slider in the mail soon. Before you go and watch more of my crazy magic videos, you got plenty to watch. Before you do, don't forget, leave a comment. Leave a comment, okay? Enter the contest. This week, it's your chance for Sankey Experience Project, okay? And you got to answer the question, what else? I got it right here. Later on, I'll be licking this to see if it's actually dead or not. But for now, what weird, funny, crazy, dramatic thing that could be battery operated, or theoretically, if you know, something crazy, the last thing you'd think that would require a battery, what would be something funny or strange that you could say is battery operated in some way? Leave a comment, name something crazy, have a great day. As you guys know, on my channel, one of the many things I do that sort of separates it from other YouTube people who sort of share magic tricks is, first, I've been doing this forever. I've been doing it a long time. I really perform for real people out in the real world, and all this stuff has been tested. So if you're enjoying these videos, I really hope you consider subscribing to this channel. Please click the subscribe button, even put on the notifications. That way, the moment I put a new video up, ring or whatever you got going on, you'll be notified. I'd also appreciate it if you check out my merch site, sankeymagic.com. If you're interested in magic, you want to learn some next level gimmicks, some crazy next level tricks, gear, whole bunch of stuff at sankeymagic.com. It's my merch site. There's over 75 different products on that site, and a lot of them are exclusive. You can't get them anywhere else in the world but at sankeymagic.com.